What if who I hoped to be was always me? And the love I fought to feel was always free? What if all the things I've done were just attempts at earning love? Cause the hole inside my heart is stupid deep. Stupid deep.
Okay, let's just get straight to it. This is actually a pretty straightforward song when it comes to arrangement, as we only have 3 chords to learn, or only 2 different shapes, and it's a 4-bar progression that's repeated over and over. There's an arpeggio at the beginning though, and we're in drop D tuning, so that kind of makes some of the grips a bit tricky. So we're going to start by having a look at the arpeggio, which you heard me playing over the first verse. Then we'll look at the chords and timing, and then we'll go into rhythm and some rhythm options. So the little performance that you saw at the beginning there was basically so that you can hear the rhythm in context with the vocals, with the other instruments. Feel free to rewind back and play along with that. The best thing though would be to play to the backing track, which you can download. Hit the link in the description. Watch the video at the top of the page, it will explain everything. You can also get hold of the chord chart, which will be quite useful for this one when learning the arpeggio. But enough talk now, let's zoom in and start learning the song. Okay, so we're in 4/4 time, drop D tuning. So the low E string has been tuned down 2 semitones or 2 frets down to a D. So that's going to be the same as your open D here. And if you wanted to use that to tune by ear, then you can do that if you don't have a digital tuner, right? So we're going to start with the arpeggio. We've got the 3rd fret here, because you can't see the nut, 5th, 7th, and the 9th, which we will be going up to. So we want 4th fret, 4th string, and we're going to play open, open, 4, and our timing is going to be 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so we want a bar for each pattern. We're going to move from there to the 5th fret and bar the 6, 5 and 4 strings. Same rhythm, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Okay, then we're going to slide up to the 9th fret. And the shape we want is 9/9 open, but we're going to play, so in terms of string names now, a slightly different pattern. We want 6, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. Okay, so same rhythm, but a slightly different order of notes. Then for the 4th bar, we come back to the 5th fret with the same bar. So it just ends different. That 4th beat will play the 7th fret of the D string. Yeah, so let me put it all together with a count nice and slowly. Okay, so it's time from the top. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sounding quite twangy on the neck here, but so you can see both hands in shot. That's the first line of the first verse. It's going to be repeated, but just with a few changes, yeah, just so it builds a bit. We're going to throw in a couple of extra notes, so we can go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, we want to do the same thing on the next. Okay, on the 9 we can run the same thing. And on the last bar though, slightly different, we're going to go. So what is that? 1 and 2 and 3. On the 3rd beat, we strum down, okay? And that's just going to give a bit of space now between this section, which is the verse, going into the link. Okay, so now we're going to start with our strumming. So let's look at the chords and timing. We're going to start with a D add 9 chord. Okay, so we want these two fingers playing the G and B strings in the 7th fret, and we're going to strum all the strings. Okay, and there we go, we get that really nice rich chord. This is the beauty of playing in drop D on an acoustic guitar. You can hear these rich overtones and harmonics coming through. Especially this high E is going to be featuring on every chord. It's very important because it's what's making each chord quite unique, because the E in the scale of D is the 2 and the 9, so that's why this is a D add 9, okay? Our neck shape, we're going to release the pinky, so we play that for a bar, release the pinky, then we're going to leave that 3rd finger where it is, and bar the 6, 5 and 4 strings, leaving the B and E open. And then we get a G6, okay? The high E is the 6th note in the scale of G, so that's why it's a G6. Move that shape, so play for a bar, move that shape up to the 9th fret, okay? And that's going to be your B sus 4, and again E is the 4th note in the scale of B, so that's why it's a B sus 4. And the last bar will just be back to the G6. Okay, so again, it's pretty straightforward in terms of arrangement, but this grip's pretty tough. You want to get a nice bend in your finger there with the bar to allow the B and E strings to be open. Let me just mention that with regards to that little bit of theory there, I will do a separate lesson going into a bit more detail with regards to the chord construction. Let's put this together with a count first, and then we'll look at the rhythm, yeah? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's pretty much it, man. It's those chords repeated over and over again. So the chords themselves, you know, as I say, they've got this kind of droning vibe going on because the high E's constantly being played on each one, and the drop D tuning, which adds to the emotion of the song. And now I'm going to talk about the rhythm, and this is really an essential part of it, is the emotion, the feel, because there's a lot of swing, there's a lot of tension and release, and we don't want to overcomplicate it by being scientific or mathematical. Really, the best thing is to do is use your ear and also your eyes to try and internalize the rhythm and replicate it on your instrument. So we want to go... Each one of those bars was different. I could hear it and I could feel myself sometimes letting the pick not hit, sometimes letting it hit, sometimes letting it hit harder, not play all the way to the bottom. This is definitely what you want to feature with your dynamics of the track as it goes through each section. Let's hear it with the chords. In the link, you want to keep it more stripped back, and we build up in the verse. So so you can hear the kind of like the attack, the velocity, the sustain, the dynamics. It's, you know, just go to town with it, like really make it your own. Let's give an example of, so when the verse, when it builds up. Okay, I don't want to go up to the 9 because it's really twangy and you won't see my fingers, but my pick. So this is pretty much it, man. I mean, listen back to the beginning where you see me playing it. It will all make sense in context. Play along with that, or get hold of the backing track, or even the stems. And that's pretty much everything you need. You've got the arpeggio, you've got the chords, you've got the timing, and you've got the rhythm. Okay, there we go. There's the lesson. Hopefully it made sense. If you have any questions, as always, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. You can also get in touch via Instagram or Facebook. The links are in the description. And remember, if you want to get hold of the learning resources, then the link is also in the description. Just want to give a quick shout out to Only One Mics, who laced the vocals on the track, and CP360, who produced the track. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully I shall see you again soon. Take care.